for you, how did you find that the way you spend your time changed as you became, more responsible for a bigger team?
I learned it the hard way because I clearly didn't I was obviously like reading some of the stuff you and other people like put on the internet, right? Like about this. So I have reflection time every Friday. So every Friday afternoon, I have about 30 minutes that are dedicated where I reflect on the week. And then I also plan for my next week. So that exercise was super useful. So in that 30 minutes of reflection time, I realized that if I am overwhelmed or if I have these list of things that I think are critical based on feedback from my manager, from my stakeholder, manager's manager, whoever. And then I went, oh, wow, look at this list and look at all the meetings that I have for this week, right? If there is sort of a mismatch, then I had to correct it. Then there is sort of a third factor of if you are, depending on where you're in the journey, if you're new to the organization, then there's also sort of learning you have to do. Like you have to deep dive on, okay, if it's, how do we do threat modeling? How are we talking with other partners about closing vulnerabilities? So you have to do sort of the deep dives. Then I realized, oof, I am attending a lot of status meetings. I don't have any deep dive meetings set up. So that kind of helped me tweak things and say, what are the priorities? How am I spending sort of my weekly time? So that exercise weekly helped me realize like there was a gap. And then you have to fix for that.
I really like that what you've just said, and I think it's totally true. It's helpful
Yeah.
to be, whether you do it weekly, monthly, quarterly, to do it in 30 minutes is very fast, but you're
Yeah.
right. You have to look at where you're spending your time, because I think that's very surprising.
Yeah.
Generally, you come into this role, what are the priorities? And then always looking forward, what's coming up and what will be the priorities as the third thing, because that's what makes you appear ahead of the ball, both with your team and then with other executives. So you're spot on.